Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. My name is Adam Rosman and I will be your host today. Today is the 5th of June 2024. And as usual, we would start with introductions, but is there anyone I'm not sure if we have new people in the meeting. There's one name that I am not familiar with. If you are here at the first time and you feel like you would like to introduce yourself, feel free. If not, we will continue.
Yeah, I'm first time here. Hi everyone, I'm Sergey. I was working with bare metal operator like for 3 years. So, and I'm particularly interested in one topic here. Hopefully we will end up discussing it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for the introduction. Okay, we can continue. Please note that the meeting is recorded, and let's continue with the reminders. If you feel you would like to have the project, then please check out the help wanted labels and filter for the help wanted labels on the project level or on the individual repository level, or follow the link from the document, and you will be able to find issues where we would like to ask for community help, and that would be big benefit for the project. If anyone feels like that an organization would like to join as an official adopter, please do so by creating a pull request and pushing it to the community repository, and the pull request has to edit the adopters.md file in the root of the repository, just the same way as the other organizations did. If you feel that you are facing an issue with the automated tests, we have many different automated tests, some managed by Prow, some managed by Jenkins, running on different cloud provider backend, some managed by GitHub. We are in a CI transition, so if you have any issues with any of the automated tests, please create an issue in the affected repository and then link the issue to the Metal3 CI tracker project, and then the CI maintainers will be able to track it better. If you are interested in any other stats or artifacts, deliverables, just click on the following links and look around. Same if you are interested in the previous MTM or the project landscape or statistics, whatever. Just, I think we have all of them here. Okay, and then just generic reminders. I don't plan to discuss this one. This is just a few weeks from a few weeks before. Last few meetings had quite low attendance, so we didn't discuss it any further. But in the future, I plan to again discuss this topic of the two different provider ID formats. I still have to find answers for some of the questions, but if you have anything to add, please just add additional points in this list that I have here. Under the reminders, I will carry this over. I will have to also discuss it offline with a few people. Okay, so then the next topic, first of all, is there any question related to the reminders? Okay, if nothing, then the next topic is the community working group updates, and I see from Dimitri one agenda point from the ironic scalability perspective.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, just the update I want to provide is I hope to find time to work on Ironic standalone operator more closely soon. And also, I believe I have what is required to start doing something with regards to HA. And basically, the way I'm gonna break this vicious loop in which we ended up discussing circles and circles, certain things, is I'm going to, similar to what Mohammed is doing, start with virtual media only, because that relieves me from thinking about DNS mask for the time being. I'll probably do something very simple around TLS, which I mentioned in the last comment, probably just self-signed CA and then each container creating its own certificate using this CA, which is pretty ugly. Gonna work, I think. Don't let me know if you think it's not gonna work. And I've created, there's a link in a document board for working on minimum viable product for Ironic HA. Yeah, I guess that's my main update.
Yeah, sounds good. I think eventually I think it's a good idea that you are doing it similarly to Mohammed, that skipping all the PXE stuff and the DNS and all those things, just working with the clean virtual media based stuff. I would foresee it that after you finished with the POC, I would even take it further in a direction that we still wouldn't need to care about the DNS mask stuff. And the next step would be to combine this somehow with the cert manager. So
possibly. So cert manager and JSON RPC is going to be really, really hairy. The reason I'm not doing that is because I have no clue whatsoever how we could possibly do that, because that brings us back to this whole ugly discussion about which host names we use for JSON RPC so that we can create certificates for them. Because the ugly workaround that uses self-signed CI means that we can create certificates for IP addresses, which we use, which is not something the search service is going to allow us to do, right? I mean, it's pretty sure it's not going to allow us to issue certificates for cluster IPs, which are, because of host network, actually node IPs, which is like a disaster. I mean, I'd expect it to forbid me to do that. But yeah, that's the next step. We need to keep looking into that. We need to figure out what we use for host names and how we can wire in cert service.
yeah, yeah. Basically, just what I'm thinking is that, at least from my perspective, I would much more prefer like a like sort of vertical slice, that we would develop this direction with the virtual media to a usable level. So like an actual level that can be productized, even if we for a long time don't really think about the DNS mask. I see a bit more value than, because for the DNS mask, I was just thinking about it, that because of the layer 2 nature of this and so on, I don't foresee that we can turn it into something cloud native in the short to medium term future. But I kind of see the gains if we go with the virtual media, even in this short to medium term. Just, I don't know, note from me or preference.
It's probably so, yes. I think we need to get some version of HA out so that people can provide feedback and see how it works. And quite importantly, we can measure it and see if it actually has, in addition to HA benefits, actually speed benefits, and how well the HA works. Like, we kill a node, what happens? How quickly takeover works, whether we need to fix takeover in Ironic, some stuff like this. So we need to start somewhere, and my first priority would be to get some HA, like anyhow, just so it works. That just we can experiment with it.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree, and it's a good direction, I believe. Yeah. Anyone else? Any comment, question?
Yeah, I can comment on that, maybe on the side from Dennis Musk. The best approach is to like remove DNS mask entirely and do it in Golang. I mean, we don't really need all the features that DNS mask has, and basically it's just only PXE boot, as I understand. So the impactful code is really small. I mean, like there are frameworks for that in Golang. Basically, the only thing that is of concern is the low-level part of communication inside the Kubernetes, and it's solvable. Basically, I have some POCs around it. So if we ever decide to do that, we can go this approach basically and like be happy with the Kubernetes DHCP native stuff without the small office applications, basically.
We are definitely not in the business of writing or maintaining a DHCP server. Sorry. We are a very small team. We just cannot do that. It's also not as trivial as you make it look like. Like, do you know by heart all the stuff that you configure to make ARM boot with UEFI, for instance? But also the DNS mask itself, maybe, I agree with you, it's an overkill for our case. But our problem is not entirely in DNS mask itself, as it is with serving DHCP requires host networking. And serving iPXE requires our DHCP to be able to point out where to go boot after the initial exchange between DNS mask and the booting node. So we're not necessarily going to benefit from a different implementation as much as we can benefit from thinking which architecture we want to implement first, and then see which tools we can use to implement this architecture.
Yeah, so like to answer the low-level part stuff, the relay part, like the HTTP relay part, works perfectly fine. So we can use any of it, and like basically C-written relay or whatever. And the only thing that we need is messages from the HTTP server without the messing around with low-level parts of PXE boot protocol, basically. Just relaying out of relay, basically, into relay. And it works. I did this in previous project, and pretty much everyone was happy with it. And this significantly reduces the code base that we need possibly to maintain from, I mean, like the DHCP Golang part, because there are core DNS stuff there. Basically, it works. You just need to add the in the relay part support, and that's all. So all the libraries are there. You don't need to implement the schema for messaging like from scratch. So it's possible. I don't say we need to like throw it into the wild and just deprecate directly DNS mask. We can do it like by parts, POC stuff, and someone willing to test it in the wild with HA configuration and all, and eventually we can remove that magical program, I mean DNS mask, from entire project.
I guess it'll be interesting to see a write-up of the whole proposal, because I cannot currently wrap my head around it just on the call. If you're interested in actually taking up this work, the good first place would be to just simply write down how exactly it's going to work, what exactly has to happen. I'm still a bit skeptical, but I'm also open to different ideas, because DNS mask is definitely not the greatest thing we could use. We've seen some regressions with it, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can try to sum up things, I mean, like in the chat.
Yeah, I think what would be better than just chat is feel free to, and there is the MetaCube docs, and we have directorial location for proposals, and it's completely open, so anyone can just freely propose things, and there are proposals that are being discussed for years sometimes. So there are no like strict requirements. So let me show you where was this in the docs. Design, and then here in the design related to any topic, you can just push a markdown file, and we can discuss over that during the review. Even if it's just like initial idea.
Yeah, we have also this open discussion on BMO. That can be a good place also to put some ideas there.
Yeah, that's also good. So we can link this actually. So now we are now reaching like multiple topics reach into each other. So what Mohammed is mentioning, I will also show it. It's not on the BMO. It's on the ironic image.
No, it's on BMO. I also shared the link on the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's interesting. Why is it not showing me the? It's weird. Okay. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is more specific to the host namespace related challenges, and then the other what Dimitri was explaining is more to the improvement of the ironic stand-down operator and the HA for the ironic stand-down operator, but these topics like overlap quite a lot. But any like let's say suggestion would help us in terms of the DHCP, because I think none of us has really like the way to go forward with that specific topic for the getting rid of DNS mask or improving it, or somehow getting rid of tying that to the host network and so on. So yeah, anything would help basically. Is there any other comments? Well, was it clear to everyone? So there was two topics. One was that where to go forward with the existing ironic standalone operator HA, and then the other was that what can we do with the DNS mask in the future? How can we make that HA? How can we remove or detach that from the host network? Yeah, okay. If no other comments, then we can continue. I think, what's this? Let me check this. Yeah, this was the view you mentioned, right? Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, I just created a project, track stuff.
Okay, good. Okay, that was everything so far from community working groups. Mohammed, do you have anything else for iron scalability about the Fakeepa or something?
Nothing on the Fakeepa. I keep pinging reviewers to check that. And regarding the host networkless this week, I haven't really been focusing on that. There are just small progress that now it's getting the BMH inspected, but I saw some issues when trying to provision. I'm trying to come back to this in the next few days.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Okay. If there are nothing else from people working with scalability, we can continue with the release team. I know it's a release team topic, but one thing that I was not involved with the release, but involved around issues with testing CapM3 and V06. So I kind of noticed that now we have a new release of BMO, and this is just a patch release from release branch 0.6. There has been fixes specifically for this. This is a very important fix for the host firmware components, and this avoids kind of regression, I would say, or quite nasty bugs. So that's nice, and this is not yet integrated into the devam. So if now you run a CI or some tests where you use devam, when you specify that you want to use CapM3 release 1.7, that will still at this point today use 0.6, but I think soon that will change. And there is also an investigation going on related to the fact that we now started to notice issues issues that are fixed by this bug fix, but we just started to notice a day after the bug fix was pushed to the release branch, to the 0.6 release branch of BMO. So we have a very weird issue that branch should have been failing long ago, 2 months ago even, and it's not. So we are investigating why the CI didn't catch any issue. I have one working theory that I would like to test, but now the PRAO is broken. But anyways, if you are planning on an upgrade or using BMO stable, please go with the 0.6.1 to avoid any issues. This is like the 0.6 is now. I would say I wouldn't use that. Okay. And is there any comments related to this? Okay, if not, then we can continue. Is there any other release that happened that I might have missed? I don't remember anything else. Okay, if not, then we can continue with the discussions. There is only one thing from me. Yeah, that in the late afternoon, we know, at least according to like UTC +3 time, we noticed that the PRAO started acting up and it's not reacting, or was not reacting for LGTMs and other commands. And for me, even before the meeting, it was not doing it. So I'm not sure. So I think Leonard looked into it. I'm not sure if it was resolved or not, but if your commands are not doing anything, then that's because we have a PRAO issue. Is there any other discussion topics that anyone would like to bring up?
I think Leonard has already put back a new PRAO cluster, but it's only that the DNS record in the CNCF side has to be updated, and he has a ticket for that in the service test. So until that is pointing to the new PRAO cluster, the PRAO probably isn't back.
Okay, got you. Anyone else? Any other topic?
I have one topic. I'm not sure it's related to this section, so should I wait for like the end of the...
No. Every generic discussion topics come at this section.
Okay. So we discussed with Dmitry previously regarding the separation of ironic provision code into like separate plugin, Go plugin, and wanted to reiterate on that. So the main idea is to have it split out of 3 maybe, or at least simulate this like removement of out of 3, so that the provision itself will be more isolated out from the logic basic of the like state machine of the bare metal operator, so that generally the plugin could be, I don't know, like rewritten for any kind of provisioner, not specifically ironic, but with the state machine that was designed specifically for ironic. This would allow basically to patch up or like add custom functionality into ironic itself without like forking the entire project, just the part of the provisioner. And basically it's like plug and play stuff, so you just throw out the ironic part and just bring something different that can be for example some kind of I don't know, like cloud specific stuff. Some clouds give you bare metal servers with their specific API, so there is no really like a need to write dedicated operator for that, because all of the stuff that are needed is basically in the bare metal operator. I mean, like state machine and all of that. You just need to handle the specificalities of the API, and you just plug into like new plugin, and that's perfectly should work perfectly fine. So I guess like the first step is to make this ironic code module, I mean like Golang module, and see if dependencies are okay, and what and how, I mean like how we can approve dependency stuff, because I remember the time that some, I'm not sure what the package was, something around also ironic, not directly related, but it brought a hell of dependency issues with like with the model separation. I mean, so it was not really pretty. If maybe someone remembers that, should something maybe add something regarding that.
Yeah, I just opened this issue up. This is the same issue, right? That was yeah, okay. Yeah, I just want to quickly add that, yeah, from my part it seems okay, fine. It's fine. That's why it was accepted previously. I can't really like the concept it sounds useful, and you have a use case for that. That's all basically from my side. I can't really add much more to this. If anyone feels like you have something to discuss about this or add to it, just feel free.
Yeah, my main concern was just overselling this feature, because our provision interface is currently increasingly tied to what ironic is. So if you hope to do something completely different, you may not be able to. It's also not entirely stable, like we add things to it. We are going to add one more things to it. But other than that, if you know what you are asking for, yeah, why not? I mean, it's going to provide for cleaner code probably, which is always great.
Yeah, the main purpose was to like give you separation, like strict separation for the code changes, because in the recent years there was a lot of moving around stuff, and it really broke custom patches. I remember like having to do a lot of reworking on that, and if we do this separation, at least try to start hopefully in some time future. I mean, the thing from the state machine, I mean, like stabilize a bit, and it would probably help. And the idea to expand out of Ironic is just like a side effect, I guess, because it can be done easier after we do something regarding the stabilizing part. I mean.
Yeah, sounds good. I know. I mean, if you will work on this, it's good. If someone else picks up, that's good also. I know I won't be able to work on this because of priorities, but I think that this has then the benefit of a bit better better architecture for the code, and both then basically adoption wise, it sounds also reasonable that there might be players or users who need this just because they develop their own patches and own provisioning processes. Yeah, that's what I can say is from our part. There is no such motivation, so I'm completely fine accepting this, and I will keep it alive. So I will try to take care to put it into frozen if there is no activity or anything. But yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I can pick it up at least like the start asynchronously with the model separation and all if Dmitry is fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds good. Anyone else? Any comment, question? Any other topic you'd like to discuss? Any suggestion, problem, improvement question in general, not just for the discussion topic? Okay, if there's nothing else, then thank you for your time. Thank you for the good discussions, and let's meet next week at the same time. And until then, have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.